Hello, this is our video for Buddhism, for our Eastern religions chapter. Buddhism, what we want to look at, what we want to know is, we want to be able to discuss the life of Siddhartha Gautama. We want to describe the teachings of Buddhism and how they deal with finding peace. And then finally trace a little bit the spread of Buddhism. Siddhartha Gautama. He is the founder of Buddhism. He lived in northeastern India in the 500s BC. Gautama was a member of the Kshatriya class. That's the princes and warrior class. His family kept him shelter from pain and suffering and from the world. As he looked around, he realized that people around him had to work hard and that they suffered. He saw people grieving the loss of loved ones and wondered why there was so much pain in the world. This reflection caused him to question the meaning of life. Around the age of 30, Gautama left home in search of answers to the questions about human existence. For several years, he wandered around northern India, speaking with priests and Brahmins and others known for their wisdom. No one could provide him with the answers he was seeking. He believed that he could find the answers he was searching for if he could free his mind from daily concerns. He spent time fasting and in deep meditation, focusing his mind on spiritual ideas. Siddhartha spent 6 years wandering throughout India. Eventually, he stopped in a town called Gaya in northern India, near the Ganges. For 7 weeks, he sat in deep meditation. Suddenly, he had found the answers to the questions he was looking for. Siddhartha discovered that suffering comes from these 3 things: wanting what we like but do not have, wanting to keep what we like and already have, and not wanting what we dislike but have. After spending a total of 14 weeks meditating under the tree of wisdom, Siddhartha reached a state of enlightenment. It was at this time that he took the name the Buddha, or Enlightened One. He began traveling across India, preaching his new ideas to a small group of followers and companions. The Buddha and many of his followers were previously Hindus, and much of his teachings reflected Hindu ideas about acting morally and treating each other with respect. What the Buddha taught these Hindus was about the 4 noble truths. Here on this page we can see the 4 noble truths are represented. Number 1, life is full of suffering and unhappiness. 2, suffering comes from our desires for material goods and pleasure. 3, people can overcome their desires and reach nirvana, a state of perfect peace. And finally, the way to overcome these desires is by following the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path involves several things, including keeping the right thoughts in our mind, having the right intent, acting with kindness, having the right speech, talking nice about others, not saying bad things about each other, behaving nice towards other people through right action, right livelihood, not having a job that is harmful to others or animals, right effort, being hardworking and diligent, right mindfulness, thinking good thoughts, right concentration, which involves meditation. While much of the Buddha's teachings were drawn from Hindu ideas, many went against the Hindu religion. The Buddha was against many of the Vedic traditions such as animal sacrifice. He taught people that they did not have to follow these texts. The Buddha challenged the authority of the Brahmins or the priest class in Hinduism. He didn't believe their rituals could lead to true enlightenment. Instead, he instructed each individual to be responsible for their own saving. The Buddha opposed the caste system, and he didn't think people should be confined to a particular class in society. He believed that every person had the opportunity to gain nirvana by following the Eightfold Path properly. The Buddha's opposition to the caste system won him support from many people in the lower classes. They liked hearing that their low social rank wouldn't prevent them from reaching their goal of enlightenment. They felt empowered to make changes in their lives. Gradually, Buddhism spread through a lot of northern India and into much of Asia, as it was very popular there about 1,000 years later.